Welcome to the Kyiv Post's first podcast, bringing you the most important headlines of the week. I'm business editor Jakub Parusinski. This is lifestyle writer Daryna Shevchenko. This week's biggest headline is a massive leak of information by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. The leak, much larger than the previous WikiLeaks, sheds light on the use of tax havens, offshore tax havens throughout the world. It has implicated a number of leading business and political figures, including the Georgian Prime Minister, Bidzina Ivanishvili, and the previous campaign manager for French President François Hollande. According to the Tax Justice Network, a third of the world's wealth, up to $31 trillion, is held offshore. In related news, a leak of 132 companies by the Cyprus Communist newspaper Haravgi indicated that companies belonging to Ukraine's richest man, Rinat Akhmetov, withdrew more than $30 million from Laiki Bank in the period between March 4 and March 13 before what industry insiders are calling confiscation day. The firm in question, DTEK, a major player on the Ukrainian energy market, argues that news prior to that deadline about the growing instability in Cyprus was the reason for the transfers. They say that it was simply part of a larger strategic move away from Cyprus to more secure offshore jurisdictions. However, a report in the Financial Times, which says that DTEK and companies controlled by Akhmetov specifically were clients of the Cyprus president Nikos Anastasiades' law firm, which aroused suspicions that they may have moved on insider information.
Well, this week was also heavy in politics. Ukrainian parliament divided into two parts. The pro-presidential majority gathered in the committee buildings and actually adopted 20 laws. Some of them were adopted in the final reading. The opposition parties don't recognize the vote, so we still have some developments ahead.
Meanwhile, in a piece of good news, Ukrainians living and working abroad are turning out to be the nation's biggest foreign investor. According to data from the National Bank of Ukraine, last year they sent back $7.5 billion, making them a bigger investor than companies which poured a total of $6 billion into Ukraine in 2012.
So, except for the big political news in parliament, we also have Yuri Lutsenko, Ukraine's former interior minister, kept in prison for another year and 9 months. His relatives and supporters say they are not surprised by the decision, but this can also influence the prospects of signing association agreement with the European Union.